Hi guys, and welcome to my lip collection. This is everything in my lip collection, liners, all of the things, and we're gonna swatch everything, partially because I want to know where my duplicates are in my lip collection, where I should work on using things up or passing things along to others, obviously friends and family that are okay with sharing lip products with me, or obviously we sanitize things. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into it, and we're going to start with lip liners, and they just barely fit in my in my little container here, but isn't it cute? I love Hobby Lobby. All right, so these are all of my lip liners. So far, I have finished off one lip liner this year, so I feel pretty good about that. I'm gonna kind of separate things out by color, like nudes, pinks, to the best of my ability. I have what I call a mind palace of makeup, and in that mind palace of makeup is where my visual thoughts and ideas about what my makeup looks like, or what type of makeup it is. So these are obviously my nudes and my pinks, starting with my two reddish lip liners. This is a mini of the Lip Cheat from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is in the shade Walk of No Shame. It's kind of a burnished red shade, kind of like a warm red, terracotta red, something like that. And then this is the Natasha Denona I Need a Rouge lip crown in the shade Gigi. And I did receive this in PR, and it is my one like red lip liner. All right, we're gonna put the nudes to the side for now, and we're gonna go ahead and swatch out my pinky and berry ones. I'm gonna try and do this on my wrist. Nice watch tan, hey? So, oh, shoot. That was soft. We're not starting out very well, are we? So this is the Believe Beauty Long Lasting Lip Liner in the shade Hint of Plum. And I do really enjoy this. Next, we have MAC Soar. Definitely a favorite pinky liner for me. It's a nice kind of pinky brown shade here. Then we have Believe Beauty Almost Rose. Really beautiful shade here. Just a straight up mid-tone neutral pink shade. I think it works well with a lot of lip looks. Then we have Milani Color Statement. This is in the shade Nude, but it is more pink than the other shade that I have, so I thought I'd put this over here. It's beautiful. Kind of similar to MAC Whirl, but not quite as deep. This one is newer to my collection. It's from Estee Lauder. It's their Double Wear 24-Hour Stay-in-Place Lip Liner in the shade Spice. It does come with, on this end, a lip brush, which I love. My girl Angela received this in PR, and then we made a tradesy while she was here. I just love the color of it, and it is extremely long lasting, and it looks quite similar again to MAC Soar to me here, but maybe not quite as pink. This is one of my favorite lip liner formulas. It's the Milani Understatement lip liner. I have used up countless of these in the shade Nude Entrance. And I currently don't have that one in my collection, but this is the shade Desert Rose. Very pretty. My last Believe Beauty lip liner is in the shade Barely There. Dang it, why are these so soft? I'm having an issue here. But yeah, that one's nice. It's light pink, just barely kind of shows up on my lip color. I've never once had one of these Believe Beauty liners break off like that on me, so I'm not for sure why they're doing it today. Here is Natasha Denona I Need a Nude lip crown in the shade Natasha. This did come to me by way of PR, but I do really like it. It is a sharpenable pencil, and it's very much a neutral leaning cool pinky kind of nude shade. I do really enjoy this lip liner regardless of where it came from. And then good old NYX lip pencil. This is the shade Peekaboo Neutral. People just go ape for this shade, especially over on TikTok for some reason. I don't find it very exciting. It's definitely a more warm pink and it's pretty, but nothing to write home about in my opinion. And then lastly, for this category, I have the NYX Line Loud in the shade Goal Getter. These are extremely long lasting. In fact, you should probably blend ASAP if you use those. But it is really beautiful, and I love having, you know, a straight up berry lip liner for those times where I want that. All right, now that my arm's nice and red, let's do some nudes here. These are definitely my favorite category of lip liner. And I want to start with two brown ones that were recently sent to me in PR from MAC. This is the shade Cork, very cult classic shade. To me, it's a little almost yellowy. So I definitely have to be a little more careful with what I pair it with. But the one that really shocked me in terms of like loving it more than I thought I would is this shade in Chestnut. And it is, I mean, all but like a brown eyeliner really. But I actually really love this, you know, lining my lips and then smudging it out really nicely and then putting some kind of a nice gloss over top. You know, definitely that 90s kind of look, I feel like. And then we may as well swatch my last MAC lip liner. This is a repurchase over and again in MAC Whirl. And this is exactly like my lips but better shade, which is why I've repurchased it so many times. I love it. Then we have this one. I love this formula and would love to have more in the future of the Sephora Rouge Gel lip liners. This is the shade Dress to the 90s. And again, this is one that I love to use on the perimeter of my lips. It is retractable, which I don't mind. And I use this on the perimeter of my lips, smudge it out beautifully, and then go in with a lip gloss. I absolutely adore that one. The formula is like a gel. It's creamy and everything, but it's also quite long lasting. Classic lip cheat from Charlotte Tilbury in the shade Iconic Nude. This is a shade everybody's always trying to dupe, and I definitely feel like I have found shades that are quite similar, including Dress to the 90s here. And I have the oldest lip liner. I really should work on like panning this year because this is quite old in my collection. You know, how long has it been that since ColourPop had the white lippy pencils? But anyways, this is in the shade BFF2. And it's kind of a warm brown nude. It's really beautiful with nude lipsticks, especially if you want kind of that lighter to darker ombre effect. This one I'm going to save till last because these are so hard to get off. This is the M Cosmetics Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner in the shade Kitten. Not one that I remember to reach for whatever reason. Much as I use it, it has never, you know, taken up residence in my mind palace of makeup. I don't think, oh, I need a peachy nude, so I'll use Kitten from M Cosmetics. But it is, in fact, a peachy nude. This is the one from Milani in the Color Statement formula that is more nude. It's called All Natural, and I love it. It's very, very pretty. In fact, look at that. It's very similar to Kitten from M Cosmetics. Another one that's great and like talked about all the time is the Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. These pencils are intended for use anywhere on the face, but this specific shade in Anywhere Caffeine is quite popular and, you know, it's nice. I wouldn't say it's the most exciting lip pencil I've ever used. It's kind of a peachy nude. It's a nice pencil. It reminds me a little bit of the MAC formula, and it reminds me a little bit of Kitten in the shade. One of my all-time favorites, another amazing long-lasting formula, is the Revlon Color Stay formula. This is the shade Nude. To me, a little bit, it reminds me of MAC Whirl, which would be ideal because as much as I love MAC Whirl, you know, it's a little bit pricey, and the drugstore does make good formulas. So I don't feel like you have to spend a bunch of money on lip products. This is a new one, like new. I haven't even put it on my lips yet, so I can't really speak to it. But it's the Scone Luxe Lip Liner in the shade Cosmo. My daughter got it in her Ipsy bag this month. And I love lip liner, and she really doesn't use it. So, but I do really like this color. It's quite neutral and, you know, definitely something I will get a lot of use out of. And lastly, NYX Line Loud in Global Citizen. A lot of people were saying this is a dupe for Iconic Nude. I don't feel that way at all. This is definitely warmer, has kind of a little bit of a yellowy undertone, beigey undertone to it. So before we move on, I just thought I would tell you kind of where my brain is at. I'm thinking I will try and pan these 4 lip liners this year and kind of roll them into my year-long project. This one, I know I was surprised when I used it recently how little is left. That is it. So that would go pretty quickly. I did have this in Project 10 Uses recently, so that certainly helped. This one's old as heck, probably shouldn't even be putting it on my lips, but I do think I can work through most of that. So that's ColourPop BFF. And then these 2 from Milani, because I know I have shades similar in other formulas. I wouldn't mind going ahead and panning these this year as well. You know, these would definitely be a little bit of a challenge because pencil, like wooden pencil lip liners do take a bit to go through. The formulas are typically a little bit more stiff. And so anyways, I'm putting these to the side and probably going to roll them into my year-long project. Okay, I do believe these are all of my lipsticks. I have other things that are lipsticks, but they're like in a crayon form, pencil form. So we're going to break this down pretty much how I have it in my inventory. And we're going to start just right off the bat with Bullet lipsticks. I do get pretty regular PR from Lancome, so you can definitely see that I have a few of these. I think I parted with 3 or 4 of these when they sent me the new line of the nude ones. I'm kind of going to, I think, go by brand to start. We'll swatch these Lancome. These are the Intimatte formula. I love them. You push this little button up on top and the bullet pops out on the bottom here. This is the shade 320 Hush Hush, and it is a really pretty pink. Nice and fresh. I've worn it a few times this spring. I haven't had these for too awful long, so they're still pretty new to me, but I did pass on a couple I didn't think I would wear. This is shade 888 French Idol. This was the first one they sent me in the Mary Phillips box, so products that Mary Phillips, the makeup artist, really recommends from Lancome. This is the most beautiful red lipstick I've ever owned in my life. It is literally my go-to red. I probably could get rid of the rest of my red lipsticks. Not that there are a ton, but you'll see a few. Beautiful. This is shade 340 Lover's Whispers. And this is a really pretty warm kind of peachy nude, which I do like on my skin tone. Then I have shade 440, Got Me Blushing. This is a pretty berry shade. Ooh, look at that. Gorgeous for fall. And then the last one is 215 First Kiss. It's a little more of a deep neutral nude, so I am happy with those 5 shades. So I was right, I got rid of 4 and I kept 4 of the nude ones, and then I already had French Idol. This, however, makes me think when we get to my lip pencils that I might have one either to declutter or roll into a project at some point in the year, but these are the Lancome lipsticks. All right, let's do Charlotte Tilbury here. Most of these have been gifts for my family over the years. This was the very first Charlotte Tilbury lipstick I had. This is her Hot Lips 2 formula, and they're all named for influential women. This one is Glowing Jen for Jennifer Aniston. And I do love it. It's a beautiful, warm, mid-tone rose shade. And then I had to have this one, also Hot Lips 2 formula. This is the shade JK Magic for J.K. Rowling, who wrote the Harry Potter books. And I just love this. This is a beautiful peachy nude here that I just absolutely adore. And it's one actually I'm going to put to the side and swatch against another one along with that other Lancome lipstick. The rest of these are the Matte Revolution formula, and this is the shade Walk of No Shame. And you also saw that this came with a mini lip liner. This is a really pretty shade, but it's one in my Mind Palace of makeup that I imagine to be more orange than it actually is on my skin. It was a beautiful gift from my husband. He loves this color of lip on me, kind of a, oh, I don't know, almost like a berry red, but dusty. And I once had a NYX lipstick. It was one of their butter lipsticks in a similar shade, and then it expired and it was almost used up. And so we went to Sephora and Brian found this one that was very similar. And it was a really sweet gift. And then this is my favorite nude in my collection. It is the shade Very Victoria. And I love it because it's a very neutral nude, so it goes with everything, and I love it a lot. And then lastly, I have this mini, and it is the shade Pillow Talk Classic. Not one I wear a ton though, so that was part of why I went with the mini, but it's ever so slightly more pink than Very Victoria. Okay, let's do Revlon, why not? These are two of the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. This is just their cream lipstick formula in Rum Raisin and Smoky Rose. I love that they have the little window at the top, so you can also kind of see the color without opening them all. But Rum Raisin is a beautiful kind of 90s nude that falls into like a warmer, almost terracotta place. And then I also think Smoky Rose is a really pretty kind of 90s nude because it has ever so slightly a bit of, I don't want to say shimmer because it's not like it's glitter, but it's frosty, which you might be able to tell a little bit from the bullet, but I love it. It's a great nude. And the formula is great too. It's really beautiful on the lips. I have these two from Milani. These are their Color Fetish matte lipsticks. This one is 100% a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is the shade Secret, and it's beautiful. And it's a nice matte formula. It's definitely thicker and a little bit more tenacious than the Charlotte Tilbury version. And then this is the shade Petal, which is this really beautiful, fun pink, especially for spring. I wore this recently in a look and just was reminded how much I love that color. These are the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Ultra Matte formula. I'm honestly not entirely sure if they sell this anymore, but I did get these, I think, on Amazon. This is the shade Risky Business. I love this formula for a matte formula. It is, it's full cover or full color, as you can see here, and long lasting but comfortable. I just really like this formula. This is the shade Stay With Me. They also have these square lipsticks and other formulas, but I like the matte formula. This is a nice bright spring pink here. And then the one I purchased first, which was definitely my go-to red before I got French Idol, but I think this one is still different enough that it warrants keeping. But this is the shade Sweeten Up, and I think I had seen it on somebody on YouTube, and I was like, I need that lipstick. We went to several different Walgreens looking for it, and this is one that I actually did find on Walgreens, but I got these two on Amazon, and I just really like this formula. It's a nice formula. I hope it's still, you know, around, but if not and you're interested, they're on Amazon. This is a L'Oreal Color Riche Nude Intense. This is the shade 176 New Irreverent, and this is, wow, that was my stomach. This is very much a dupe for Pat McGrath Fever Dream. It is kind of a corally red shade, but it also has a little bit of a gold reflect that I'm hoping shows up on camera. It also has this really interesting shaped bullet, which I think is fun. Love this one during the summer and the fall especially. Then we have this one. This is the NARS Soft Matte Tinted Balm. I don't keep this with my tinted balms in my inventory, I don't think, just because for me it's less like a balm and more like kind of like a sheer matte lipstick, but it's really pretty. It's kind of a dusty terracotta shade, and it's very comfortable. Love this nice packaging. Then we have the Merit Signature Lip Lightweight Lipstick. This is the shade Baby. I've had several shades come to me in PR, but this is the one that I kept. I just like this neutral pink shade. It's something that I can wear when I would normally otherwise wear a cool tone lipstick, like with a cooler look, but have it not look gray or like I'm dead on me. It's just enough, got just enough warmth to look nicely. This is the Flower Beauty Petal Pout lipsticks. These are still being made, and the shade Spiced Petal is again a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. This is a nice satin formula, very comfortable. I've used this one quite a bit over the years, and it's just gorgeous. Let's do these couple of minis. First, this is the Valentino, I can't remember what it was called. I'll put it on the screen, but this is the shade Roman Grace, I believe. And it's, you know, it's a pinky lipstick. My daughter, I think, had gotten it somehow, maybe Sephora perk or something that I let her have, and then, you know, for whatever reason she didn't want it. So this one's in the box still because I still haven't decided if I'm going to keep it or not, but it's a Gucci lip color in the shade Janet Rust. I do believe this is their matte formula. I don't know. This is definitely right up my girl Angela, who is Curly Girl Angela G. This is right up her alley. She is a redhead and fair, and she just looks so good in these orangey colors. And I just have kept it around because I feel like I need to at least try it once and get a feel for the formula, even if I decide not to keep it. So Angela, that's probably coming your way. I just want to try it on the lips once. This one is very special to me. You probably see this a lot in the background. I have a little moon shelf that is behind me in my background for YouTube, and this one is always there. It is from Max Factor, which they don't sell in the States anymore, but I was able to get this off of Amazon. And this is the exact color from Max Factor that Marilyn wore the most in terms of her red lips. And so they did dub this Marilyn's Ruby Red. This is a little bit more of a, ooh, I wonder if that is mold. It doesn't smell off or anything, but I might spray that with some like alcohol when I'm done here. I'm gonna put it to the side. Anyways, it's a little bit more of a sheer red than what you would think. It's a satin formula, and it's definitely, it's cool tone and almost leaning pink, I feel like here. So, but it's beautiful, and it's mostly sentimental because I do love Marilyn. This was one that I also got in PR when I got the My Dream palette and lip liner. This is the I Need a Nude in the shade Natasha. Shocking. And again, this is a little bit like Baby in that it's just warm enough or neutral enough that I can still wear it on my very warm skin tone and not look like a zombie. This was also sent to me in PR. This is the Lip Power from Giorgio Armani in the shade 504. I think it's called Flirt. And this is a beautiful deep shade for fall. Kind of like a deep terracotta berry almost. And it's a nice formula. It is getting older in my collection. It's not one I necessarily make a lot or get a lot of use out of, but I do still enjoy it. And then there were two. Both of these were also sent in PR last year. This is the Kulfi. I can't remember what they call this lipstick, so I'll put it on the screen. But it is in the shade Kadi's Kiss. This is an Indian makeup brand, like India. And I love this. It's a very unique nude to me, and I really enjoy it. I love the packaging too. And lastly, this is the Sephora matte lipstick in the shade 04. Again, I can't remember the name of it. I wish they would do that. Like, why are we naming them if we're not going to put the name on them? I also love that they have Sephora in the bullet. That's really nice. I also had gotten their new satin lipstick formula, and it's nice too. The shade was just a little dark for me, so I sent that to a friend, and it is beautiful. I mean, there's no denying that. It's like a rich, dusty rose shade. All right, let's talk lip crayons and lip pencils. Starting with, this is the shade I wanted to swatch against this Lancome lipstick. So let's go ahead and do that first. Again, this is the shade Got Me Blushin'. And then from NARS, this is the shade Damned. They don't make these anymore, but these are the Velvet Matte Lip Pencils. They make something similar, but yeah, they're pretty darn close. So this is one I either need to pan or something this year. So we'll go ahead and start with the NARS pencils here. Again, this is the shade Damned. Then this is the shade Walkery, which is a nice kind of terracotta nude shade. I really enjoy these very much. This has been one of my favorite matte formulas for a long time. This one I definitely need to put in the pile to pan. This is the shade Dulce Vita. And it's kind of, I don't know, a lot of people say dusty rose. I don't really see that in it. I think it's more of like kind of a pinky terracotta shade, but what do you think it is? I'm gonna set this aside with my lip liners and go ahead and finish that up. We have the shade Dance Fever. This is quite a bit more cool toned, nude, mid-toned to deep leaning. And then this is the shade Bahama, which is another kind of neutral, leaning cool nude. Absolutely beautiful. And then the one that started it all, and I had another one. This is my second one, but the one that started it all is the one called Let's Go Crazy, which is a Prince song. And this was my signature lip color for quite a few years, which is kind of funny. And this color always reminds me of my grandmother. I know I always tell this story when I talk about lipsticks of this color, but my grandma wore not much makeup at all, but when she went out, she would always put lipstick on, and it was always either a fuchsia or a magenta or a red, and I just thought that was so cool growing up. And so colors like this always make me think of her. So that's it for the NARS ones. And then I have this one-off pencil. This is the Nude Sticks Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm in the shade Pulse. I actually do like this formula. It is definitely like a gel color, but it's a little bit more long-lasting than you would think for something this sheer, because it is that gel formula. In fact, the formula is very similar to the gel lip liners from Sephora collection that I was talking about earlier. This I recently did roll into my 2024 year-long project. This is discontinued, but I'll swatch it anyways. It is the Tarte H2O Balm in the shade Hang 10. It's just a little sampley guy, and they don't make it anymore, and I thought, let's just move this out. This is a very easy color to wear. And then this one, another favorite nude shade for me in my collection. This is the Just a Tint from ColourPop in the shade Gimme Some More. Any of you that have been around for a while have seen me talk about this time and again. It's a really, really beautiful nude. Not too sheer, you know, all the things. And honestly, this is all that's left, so I should really work on that this year. I'll add it to my list, but I do reach for this one just organically a lot. Then we have the Maybelline Superstay ink crayons. This is a beautiful, long-lasting lipstick formula. It is, you know, way more comfortable than their Superstay inks, matte ink, whatever they call those. Much more comfortable. Highly recommend these. Love that they're in this crayon form. They also have a little sharpener on one end if you would like a more precision application, but I find the bullets to be small enough. I use these as liners as well as lipsticks. This is the shade Own Your Empire. They all have cool, like, affirmation type names. This is Live on the Edge, one of my favorites. Very 90s, sort of dark, dusty rose shade. My first one, the one that started it all, is this one in the shade Lead the Way. And I like to take Live on the Edge, put that around the perimeter of my lips, and then put Lead the Way in the center. And it is a really beautiful lip look. Love this one. This is Accept a Dare. And it's kind of my one more purpley lipstick in my collection, and I really enjoy that one. And then this one is Run the World, and it's just a beautiful pink. Slightly cool tone maybe. I don't know. I love it. It's gorgeous. These are amazing and long lasting. All right, let's talk about three very small categories here, and that is gloss sticks, liquid lipsticks, and lip stains. I'm going to start with the gloss sticks. This is the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer in the shade Van Gogh. This is, you know, very much like Maracuja, Juicy Lips, all those kind of things. It's a click up gloss stick. Very pretty. I love this shade, and it's a great product. I also have this one from NYX. It's the Fat Oil Slick Click Shiny Lip Balm in the shade Going Viral. And this one clicks from the bottom. Oh. I got this with my birthday coupon from Ulta this year. And yeah, it's really pretty. Just kind of a rose shade. Then I have the Maybelline Superstay Vinyl Ink in the shade Lippy. I also had the shade Peachy. It just wasn't unique enough for me to keep it in a liquid lipstick formula. But this is a color that I enjoy wearing, as well as a color that when I do wear it, I want it to be, you know, stay put. So that is my one and only liquid lipstick. And then these lip stains here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put these on the back of my hand so that if they stain, they're not affecting where we need to otherwise be swatching. But this is the e.l.f., what are these called? The hydrating lip stain, something like that, in the shade Spicy Sienna. This was a gift from my girl Angela, and I actually really like this one. It kind of looks like an orangey red, but on the lips, I don't know. It just does something for me that I really enjoy. This one I have not used much at all. This would be an Oh the Shame product, since I did get this for my birthday in January. It's the Milani Color Fetish Hydrating Lip Stain in the shade Bitten Berry. And it is beautiful, and this is the most comfortable lip stain formula that I've tried. And lastly, this is the one that's really going to stain. This is the Etude, it used to be Etude House, Dear Darling Water Tint in the shade, I think it was Red Grapefruit or something like that. This one, however, is very difficult to use. It does have a doe foot, but it is quite watery and it stains like the dickens. So I'm quickly going to wipe that off. And even there, like you saw that, it was on my hand for seconds, and you know, they all stained, which is good. That's what they're supposed to do, but anyhoozle. All right, these are all of my tinted balms, as I would like to call them. And again, if you remember, I had my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the shade JK Magic. This is the one I wanted to swatch against one of these here and see if I have a duplicate. So this, they don't sell these anymore, but these are the Maybelline Shine Compulsion in the shade Baddest Beige, which is a famous lipstick shade, but it's still lighter. It is still lighter. I guess I'm keeping them both. I like this specifically for lightening up the center of nude lips, just for that ombre look. So I have that one, and it's not too much like that one. So for good measure, we're gonna swipe this here and then swatch the rest with. This is my L'Oreal Glow Paradise Balm in Lipstick in the shade Nude Heaven. Beautiful, easy to throw on shade, no mirror, no lip liner. I love this one for going out and about or for reapplication throughout the day. I don't have very much of this left, but it is one that if I used it up, or when I use it up, I would definitely consider repurchasing. That's what I'm trying to say. This one from Bobbi Brown is the extra lip tint in the shade Bare Blackberry. It's kind of a pH thing. I mean, it has a pigment of its own, you'll see, but you'll also notice that it will get pinker as it sits on my skin. This is just okay for me. It is exorbitantly expensive for this little product here, so it's not necessarily something I would recommend. I'm missing something though. Where in the heck is it? Okay, I knew I had another one of those. All right, anyways, this is the Milani Color Fetish line, but this is their, what do they call them? Anyways, this is the sheer version or the glossy version of their Color Fetish lipsticks. I think it's their Color Fetish Balm, and this is in the shade Nylon. I love this one. Look at that. Gorgeous, balmy. I mean, you can definitely build it up to full opacity, but it's definitely more of a tinted balm. And then these are my favorite formula of tinted balm. I've finished multiple of these over the years, and these are my 3 remaining shades. This is Rum Raisin, so it's just like that Super Lustrous lipstick, but in a sheer version, and I absolutely adore that, especially where 90s like brownie nudes are coming back. This is 100% a My Lips But Better shade for me. In fact, this is the second one of this shade that I've owned. It's called Glazed Mauve. And then this is the shade Beaming Strawberry. Such a fun shade for spring. I love it. So these are all of my tinted balms. All right, lip gloss, baby, and then we're done. So let's start with my collection of lifter glosses. I love all of these. I will use all of these. I've decluttered a few that, you know, didn't end up being what I wanted, but I will swatch these for you. Hopefully they will show up. This is my current favorite. It's from their candy line, and I have liked all of their candy ones. This is the one in Peach Ring. Also, I have 4 of them, I guess, from the candy line. This is the shade Sweetheart. And while it looks, again, kind of like an orangey red, it's a really pretty on the lips. I really enjoy that one. This one is newer to me. I swapped one of mine that I had with Angela for this one, which is Bubblegum. Love this. I had the shade Heat. It was just not quite what I had wanted, and so Angela felt the same way about Bubblegum, so we swapped. And then this one is Gummy Bear, and this is exactly what I wanted. I'm sorry, my hands and nails look like crap. It's just that time of year with gardening and stuff starting, but this is just kind of a sheer milky pink, and it's perfect for just like going over a lip liner. I love it. Have this one. This is the only like opaque one that I have left. Those are not my favorite. I like either these sheer colorful ones or sheer with sparkles, but this is the shade Stone. I do enjoy it specifically for the color that it is, the color of nude that it is, and I don't have another gloss like that, I don't think, so I do enjoy that. And then this is the shade Ice. I love this. It's just ever so slightly iridescent. So it is one that looks beautiful over certain lip liners. I'll just leave that glob there so you can kind of see, hopefully. Beautiful, beautiful gift from a subscriber. And then the one that I currently have in Project 10 Uses and I've been raving about all year, I think, is the shade Pearl. I've had this shade for a long time and I'm definitely getting a lot of use on it. But this is, again, one I would repurchase if I used it up. It's just clear, but it has sort of white, silver, whatever shimmer suspended in there. So when you add it to a lip color, it just does something quite magical for it. All right, let's go through these quickly. These are all ones that are considered lip oils. This was part of the Sephora birthday gift this year, and I do love the Kosas wet lip oils. This is the shade Unbuttoned. Just a nice nude, very comfortable, but most importantly, very shiny. I really enjoy that. This is the Palladio Hydrating Lip Oil in the shade Fly. I was actually quite surprised. I did work with Palladio, you know, full transparency. I did work with them on a campaign for Sally Beauty, and so I did get some of the products for free, and this is one of them, but I was quite impressed with the formula of that. And then this is the Say Beauty something bouncy lip oil, and it's in the shade Bounce, or Bouncy, yeah, Bounce. This one, I wish it was scented, even just a little bit. It's kind of got that weird no scent, so it's one that I will probably work on panning or using up this year. And then the e.l.f. Glow Reviver lip oils, I absolutely love. I used up the shade Jam Session in the first quarter. This is the shade Rose Envy, and then the shade Honey Talks. They're both stunning. I love all three of them, and I may allow myself to repurchase Jam Session, maybe like once I use up one of these or something like that. But those are my lip oils. These are my NYX glosses, 2 butter glosses and the This Is Milky gloss. They are coming out with sparkly butter glosses, which I think is kind of fun. I'm surprised they haven't done it before now. This is the shade Cherry Skimmin'. Oh, I hope you can't hear what's going on outside. There's like yard work and garbage trucks and all the things. Very pretty gloss, very comfortable. This is my favorite shade of the butter gloss, called Madeline, or Madeline, however you want to say it. It's a nice neutral nude shade, great for topping any nude lip. This one I specifically use, this is the shade Creme Brulee. I specifically use this again to lighten up the center of certain lip looks. It's kind of a pinky peachy, but it's quite light and milky. One of my favorite formulas is from Milani. These are the Nourishing Lip Plumpers. These are both repurchased shades, so I've had and finished them before. This is the shade Soft Rose. This is one, again, I love to top over a mauve lip, a nude lip, etc. And then this one is the shade Luminoso. And I just love the way this looks over a lip liner or anything. And of course, I love pairing it with the Luminoso blush. So these are amazing glosses, super comfortable. They say lip plumper, but it's really just a minty tingle. So nothing crazy, nothing stinging or burning or anything like that. This is the Lanolips Rose Gold 101 ointment. You can use this on lips or cheeks. I personally only use it on my lips because I have oily skin, but it is really pretty and it's really thick and tenacious. It stays on the lips forever. This is the Bobbi Brown Crushed Liquid Lip. It is not a liquid lipstick, but it is a very pigmented gloss that I love, and the shade is called Give a Fig. This is definitely one lip product that I know for sure I was influenced to purchase but I've never regretted it. It's so beautiful and comfortable. This is my last remaining Fenty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fenty Glow. Love it. I've had this shade, a full size of this shade before, and finished it and repurchased it. It's one of my favorite sort of bronzy nude glosses. This is the old formula of the Dior Lip Maximizer Hyaluronic Lip Plumper. Again, this one's just like a minty sensation, nothing burny or stingy, and it's in a nice shade. This is the shade Rosewood. From L'Oreal, this is the Glow Paradise Balm in Lip Gloss in the shade Rose Harmony. It's a nice, comfortable gloss, and I would definitely consider more shades of that one. This is one from Flower Beauty. It is the Flower plus CBD Chill Out Lip Glaze. It's infused with hemp-derived CBD, and it's in the shade Dazed. And it's a lot like Luminoso, but the sheen is a little bit stronger on it. But it's really pretty, and it's a great gloss for summer. This one I'm not going to swatch because it's just clear. This is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. I will open it so you can see that this is this shade Sugar Poppy. There is no shade to it. It is basically clear, but it smells amazing, and I love the Yummy glosses. I had another shade, but I used it up. This is the Hamish Daylism Lip Gloss, and this is the shade Nudie Rose. I've worked with Hamish a couple of times now, and this is one of the things that they sent me. And this smells like strawberry Bubblicious gum. It smells so good. Like, it was an immediate scent memory for me when I got this. Tower 28. This is my last Tower 28 glosses. I just did not love this formula. I did not reach for them. I've ended up decluttering all the other ones, but this is the shade Coconut, and I do like this color, so I think I like it enough to use it up at some point. And then one of my favorite glosses, and literally the cheapest gloss in this collection, is the Rimmel Stay Glossy. This is the shade Blushing Belgraves, and this is again one that I pretty much only wear over other lipsticks, and it, you know, it just gives a nice dimension to the lips and all that. And then Lancome Juicy Tube. This is such a fun color. I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand so you can see it, but it's kind of an iridescent, cool tone iridescent gloss, and this is one of those that I love using just over a lip liner, especially one of those like darker browns or Dress to the 90s from Sephora. It's so pretty. And then this one, I want to know your guys' thoughts on this, because this is the Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm in the shade Jam. Everybody and their grandma was raving about how good these lip balms are, but you have to squeeze so hard to get any to come out, which is, you know, what it is. And it's definitely quite sticky, which, you know, does mean it lasts a while and whatnot, but I don't know. I was really surprised by this. I was not expecting for it to be that thick and hard to squeeze out of the tube. All right, so yeah, this is my hoard of lip products, and it is what it is. I do go through so many lip products every year. You know, one little known fact about me, unless you actually know me in real life, I almost have a compulsion to always have something on my lips, something hydrating, something that gives a little slip between the lips, and a lot of times that's either balm or gloss. So I do go through and I reapply. I don't even know how many times in a day. Somebody should count for real, because I guarantee it's a lot. It's just what it is. I've been that way since I was a kid. It's definitely kind of a sensory thing for me. But anyhow, I do go through a lot of lip products every year, and I'm looking forward to this year not buying any additional products, so I am not like replacing them as fast as I'm using them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this very lengthy, I'm sure, lip category collection. And next will be my beauty room tour. I mean, it's, you know, it's functional, it's not spectacular, but I think you guys will enjoy seeing what's going on in the beauty room. And with that said, I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video very, very soon. Bye.